So this is a wacky story here that I have to share with you, and I have some pretty strong thoughts and opinions on this one. So this came across my Twitter feed the other day. This Chiefs fan is totally having a normal one. And I'll click on the picture here to make it bigger for you guys, but you can see here, Chiefs fan wearing a Chiefs jersey, wearing a traditional like Native American headdress, and it appears from this angle wearing blackface. And this became sort of viral online. Excuse me. And it led to, there were some media pieces that were written on it, where basically you have folks saying, in fact, I don't even know why, I don't need to speculate, I can just tell you what it says here. This is in Deadspin. The NFL needs to speak out against the Kansas City Chiefs fan in blackface and native headdress. They're doubling up on the racism. Are you going to say anything, Roger Goodell? All right. So I have many thoughts on this. First of all, it's very weird to me that the NFL commissioner needs to come out and, take responsibility or condemn what a random NFL fan is doing. I mean, the NFL might be the literal most popular sports league in the entire country. So is the NFL commissioner responsible for 100 million fans? And however many of the thousands that would show up to a game? So right off the bat, I just find that very weird. Okay. But now let me scroll down and show you why I think this is honestly pretty misleading. The angle of that picture made it look like the kid, and by the way, this is a kid. This doesn't look like an adult, right? This looks like a kid. I mean, if I had to guess an age, I don't know, maybe 12, right? You guys tell me, how old do you think this kid looks? But I'm burying the lead here. The kid's not blackface. This isn't blackface. Half the face has black paint and the other half has red paint. Now, was the kid stealthily trying to do blackface? No, I don't think so. I think this is just, I want to try to put the Chiefs colors on, right? That's why. Now, you maybe can make an argument, hey, he should have done red and yellow. Yeah, maybe you can make that argument, but the question here is intent. Is this kid trying to do blackface? No. Now, but then you could go to the other argument of, okay, if I grant you that there's no blackface, well, what about the headdress? To which I say, I don't know why is it automatically assumed that it's racist? If you're if I wear a cowboy hat, am I being bigoted against cowboys? Right? I don't understand. If I wear one of those hats that the old black dudes usually wear, what are they called? I'm blanking on what they're called. But anyway, they look like 1920s style hats, right? If I wore one of those, is that me being racist against black people? I don't understand why people view it with a negative connotation. The dude is a Chiefs fan, the kid is a Chiefs fan, and he's trying to dress like a Chiefs fan and really ramp it up. My guess is this is one of the Chiefs' number one fans in the country based on this whole getup that he's wearing, right? So anyway, look, I want to go through this for you here. The NFL needs to speak out against the Kansas City Chiefs fan in blackface and native headdress. So again, right off the bat, I would just say it's just inaccurate to say the kid is wearing blackface. That's not blackface. It's just not. Now, by the way, if the kid was wearing blackface, that's a different conversation because everybody knows the origins of blackface were the minstrel shows and they were explicitly racist. And so no reasonable person ever does blackface now, right? Because everybody understands the historical baggage that comes along with it. And that is genuinely oh, you're trying to be racist and offensive and get under people's skin. But this kid is not doing that. He's not wearing blackface. That's just a lie. All right, let's see what they say. This is my first time reading this, by the way, so you're learning along with me. It takes a lot of disrespect. It takes a lot to disrespect two groups of people at once. But on Sunday afternoon in Las Vegas, a Kansas City Chiefs fan found a way to hate black people and Native Americans at the same time. Look, call it what it is. That's just made up. No, the kid's a Chiefs fan and was expressing the Chief fandom. This is not... Where do you get that he hates black people and he hates Native Americans? You can't just make up what somebody else thinks in your own mind and then just assert it as fact. That makes no sense. You can't do that. That's incredibly dishonest. It was after John Gruden's emails had come to life. It was as if John Gruden's emails had come to life. The image of a Chiefs fan in blackface wearing a native headdress during a road game leads to so many unanswered questions. Does it? Does it really? Why did the camera person give this fan the attention? Maybe because they're in a crazy getup showing support for the Chiefs? Why did the producer allow the camera angle to be aired at all? That could have been just an honest mistake, that it was from the side angle. Is that fan a kid/teenager or a young adult? Despite their age, who taught that person that what they're wearing was appropriate? Oh my God. The answers to all these questions leads back to the NFL. While it isn't the league's responsibility to stop racism and hate from being taught in the home, they are a league that has relentlessly participated in prejudice. If the NFL had outlawed the chop at Chiefs games and had been more aggressive in changing the team's name, then we wouldn't be here. There's no place for a franchise to be called the Chiefs in a league that's already eradicated Redskins. All right, so now we've pivoted to a different argument about the names of the teams. And I don't know. I'm curious what all you guys think on that topic, because I think I'm more of a centrist on that topic than a lefty. Because again, I don't want to get sidetracked in this conversation. It's a conversation for another day. But I don't know, the prioritizing of like, hey, we need to change the name of something that's offensive when it's like debatable whether or not it even is offensive in the first place, even when you ask the communities in question, right? Like the Redskins. Yeah, I'm sure there was polling on it that cut in both directions. In fact, I think I almost certainly saw one that cut in the direction of Native Americans saying, hey, keep it, it's fine. So like, it seems to me like a mountain out of a molehill type situation. Like if you're talking about a name that is actually extremely over the top and like purposefully racist or offensive, that's a different conversation. And then I'd be open to, yeah, let's change it, right? But if you got one that's like borderline and there's a discussion around it and it doesn't seem like the intent is bad and the polling shows everybody's okay with it, then I think it's like, you're just doing a virtue signal fest, right? I'm a good person and I'm against bad things. I'm against bad names. I'm against bad things. And I will be the morality police. And it's like, well, if you're the morality police and your main concern is like somewhat questionable team names, it's like, I just think your priorities are a little weird. But look, put that aside, because that's a different conversation and it's a deeper conversation, and that would be an interesting one to debate and discuss with people. And I'm curious what all you guys think of it. But on the question of this, I'm amazed that anybody actually wrote an article where they're flipping out over it. First of all, I'm convinced this is an actual child. Second of all, it was very clearly an attempt to express over-the-top fandom. Third of all, it is not blackface. To say it's blackface is a lie. And fourth of all, and this is maybe the more controversial point, I'm actually not convinced anybody is really offended by this. Like, I'll grant you that whoever wrote this goofy article is actually offended by it. Karan J. Phillips. Is it Karen J. Phillips or Karan J. Phillips? I don't know. But if the name is Karen, that's all too perfect. But it looks like Karan. I don't know. I'll grant you that this person is upset by it, but I don't think anybody else actually is. Right? Like, if you polled people, I think the number that would think there's an issue here is literally under 20%, maybe even under 10%. And even among the people who might sort of agree with the argument made by Karan/Karen, they wouldn't care that much, right? They wouldn't be, oh, this is unconscionable. It's unconscionable. Like, I see this and immediately my thoughts go to, there's literally a genocide and an ethnic cleansing going on right now in Gaza. Like, literal. And even if you say those terms are too charged, Kyle, I don't want to use them. Okay, let's just whittle it all the way down to, there are massive numbers of innocent civilians being killed on a daily basis. We have a little bit of a pause in the bombing right now, but there's 18,000 innocent people dead, 8,000 kids who are dead, 4,000 women who are dead, all sorts of civilian infrastructure being bombed to smithereens, hospitals being bombed and raided, and UN schools, and it's literally hell on earth. And then you read this article and you're like, is this really some shit that somebody's upset about? It feels like it can't be real, right? It feels like this is not, nobody actually feels this way. And maybe I'm being too kind by even granting that the author of this article is mad. Maybe Maybe it's total, this is fake, right? This is total kayfabe. It's somebody playing a character. It's, I'm going to be the hardcore virtue signaler who makes mountains out of molehills. Because, again, I can't fathom that anybody actually sees this and is like, how dare you? It's just like a random person in the stands who got the camera on them for like 3 seconds, and now it's like a national outcry. No, this is total media-driven non-scandal that they make a scandal. And it forces like the NFL, and it'll force corporations to ramp up the virtue signal meter times 1,000. And the thing that drives me the most crazy is that as you have these vicious, ruthless multinational corporations paying their workers next to nothing, dodging taxes, deregulating, polluting, these corporations act horrendously immoral and unethical. But like, they think as if the CEO says Black Lives Matter, right? Or says we're against this, then it's like, okay, pressure's off, okay, we're good. So if a CEO says we love gay people or we love black people, it's like, now let me go back to paying my gay and black workers like minimum wage where they can't survive. It's like the virtue signal Olympics shouldn't actually be viewed as, oh, you're a good person making the world a better place. It's like, no, if these corporations were actually acting in a way which was fair and reasonable and worthy of praise, it would be, oh, you raised your wages. Oh, you paid your taxes. Oh, you're not polluting relentlessly. But like, people don't care about that stuff as much as they care about, did the CEO say Black Lives Matter? Did the CEO say we're pro-gay, here's a rainbow flag? And it's like, it's a substitute for actual progress. You know what I'm saying? Like the virtue signal Olympics is a substitute for actual progress on issues that matter. It's a way to like police people over minor infractions that in some instances aren't even infractions, that make you feel good about yourself, like you're the most moral and you're the most pure and you're the most just. But like, there's no issue here. I don't know how else to say it. There's no issue here. He's not wearing blackface. The Native American headdress thing is not a sign of, I think Native Americans are inferior, right? And this paint on his face is not a sign of I think black people are inferior. Like, this is a kid doing kid stuff and showing his support for the Chiefs, and you have some way too online freak who's making a mountain out of a molehill and pretending like everybody's outraged about this. But again, I'm convinced nobody's actually outraged. So anyway, look, tell me, am I wrong? You can tell me. Put it in the comment section. Are you actually outraged by this? Do you think this is actually a problem? Do you think this is worthy of a scandal? Right? Because I come down with hard no on that one. Hey y'all, do me a favor and like and subscribe. It helps out big time in the algorithm. Click the bell as well for notifications when videos drop, and watch that video on screen right now. You know you want to.